All right, today we're going to start talking about reference angles. Reference angles will later be used when we start talking about unit circles. It allows us to get an idea of a smaller range of angles when we start using our trig ratios such as sine, cosine, and tangent. Let's just go over what we talked about just briefly with the rotation of angles. Remember, we have positive and negative rotations of angles. Our initial side is the one across the x-axis pointing eastward, and then our terminal side is just the side where it lands. So when we hear those phrases, initial or standard or starting point and terminal, that's what we're referring to. And remember, we have two forms of rotation. We have a positive rotation, which starts at the x-axis moving counterclockwise, and then the negative rotation starts at the x-axis moving clockwise. So when we talk about a reference angle, you can see here for an angle in standard position, the reference angle is the positive acute angle that is formed by the terminal side of the angle and the x-axis. So when you think of it this way, just think about what is the quickest path, what is the shortest path in degrees that we take to reach the x-axis. If it's above the x-axis, think of where gravity would pull it. If I had a reference angle, a terminal angle that ended right here, the closest path that it's going to take to get back to the x-axis is straight down right there, and that is our reference angle. If it's on this side of the y-axis, of course, it's going to fall this way. If we have below, think of it like if a float was on the end of this. If I have an angle that's going this way, think of the arrow as a float. If I had a float, which way would this go? It clearly would not go this way. That's against the laws of gravity there. It's going to fly back up to this x-axis. That is the shortest path to the x-axis. So that's what our reference angle is. And what we'll later use the reference angle for is to construct a triangle. We'll take any point on this terminal side and drop an altitude, and then we'll talk about those later. But first we need to identify what reference angles are, and again, think about which way would it fall or which way would it float. And these will always be acute angles, and remember, acute angles are angles that are below 90 degrees. And if it happens to be a right angle, it is 90 degrees. There's nothing to debate there. So here are some angles that we have, and we'll talk about how these compare to their reference angle. And again, we've got our initial side and we've got our terminal side, so we have 135 degrees. That's putting us in the second quadrant, by the way. But if this angle were to fall, it would fall straightest and fastest to that direction. So that would be the 180 degree mark. You're either falling to the 180 or rising to the 180 or the 0. Either of those two. So this one would fall. So since this is 135 degrees, the remainder of the fall to get to 180 degrees would be a 45 degree angle. So the reference angle for a 135 degree angle is 45 degrees, which is an acute angle, and it is positive. So our negative rotation, looking at letter B, we have a negative rotation of 105. Think about that float. If there was a float on the end of this system right here, this line, it's going to float up to this right there. So the angle, the reference angle would be this angle of rotation right there. And again, we're looking at getting back to 180. Well, we are going from the negative, so in order to follow this, this was 105 degrees, negative 105 degrees going this way. So the amount of degrees left would take another negative 75 degree rotation, but we never have a reference angle that is negative. So our reference angle on this particular one would be a positive 75 degrees. Even though it's a negative rotation, the reference angle is always positive and it's always acute. So we have letter C, a 325 degree rotation. Again, we're going to put our float at the end of this thing and see where it floats up to. There's our float. We can clearly see that this float would go up here. So the angle that we're talking about, the reference angle, would be this angle that I have marked. So this one is just short of a full rotation. A full rotation is 360 degrees. We moved 325 degrees, so the remainder would be 35 degrees. So the reference angle for 365 is a 35-degree angle. And these are what's known as reference angles. Remember to keep your angle acute, and remember to keep your angle positive. And the last thing I'm going to leave you with is this little graphic that we see here, which deals with our reference angles. So reference angles are real easy to determine when we recognize what quadrant they are in. So if we are in the first quadrant, and these are also positive rotations. If they're negative, you have to change this around. But if it is in the first quadrant here, the reference angle will be whatever the angle measurement is. So if we see this thing rotates this way and it stops here, and let's just call that a 70-degree angle, well, then the reference angle is also 70 degrees. If we get a terminal side that lands into quadrant 2, remember quadrant 2 is our top left here. If we have a reference angle that ends in the quadrant 2, the way that we calculate our reference angle is we take 180 minus the angle of interest. So if we back up to the one that was 135, if you did 180 minus 135, that would give you your reference angle. If we end up in the third quadrant, bottom left, the way we find our reference angle is we take the angle and we subtract 180. So if we're 220 degrees into this thing, we would take 220 minus 180. And that would take us to the reference angle of 40. An acute positive angle. And then lastly, if we end up in the fourth quadrant, what we need to do is take our angle measurement and subtract it away from 360. So if we end up with an angle that's like 330 degrees, full rotation of 330 degrees, what we would do is 360 minus that amount. And this little reference page is for positive rotations. Again, positive rotations are ones that start on the x-axis and rotate counterclockwise. So maybe this reference sheet will help you. If they're negative, it's basically the same thing. You just take your sheet and you reflect it. You reflect it and you have your answers. The only other thing that we might see is we may see angles that are well above 360. If we do see an angle that is above 360 degrees, what we do is we subtract until we get below 360 degrees. So if I'm looking for the reference angle of 960, just keep unwinding this thing until it's a number that is below 360. So I subtract 360, we're down to 600. Still not there, we subtract 360. This would put us at 240 degrees, which is in our range. So the reference angle for 960, excuse me, is going to be the same reference angle for 240 degrees. 240 degrees would put us in quadrant 3. 240 degrees, we're in quadrant 3. So what we would do is we would take 240 minus the 180, which would be about a 60-degree angle. 60-degree angle would technically be around there, but I just kind of eyeballed that. But that's what we would have. If it's negative, you just add 360 until you get into the range. And then again, the range is one of two things. It is from 0 to 360 degrees, or if we're talking about radians, it would be 0 to 2 pi radians. And if we do the 2 pi radians, we would have the same formula. We would just replace these. We would replace 180 with pi minus our value. In this one, we would take our value minus pi. And then the last one would be 2 pi minus our value. So if I were trying to find the reference angle, we'll move over to, so we'll just clear this thing out real quick. So if we were trying to find the reference angle to, let's just call 3/5 pi. 3/5 pi is larger than half pi, which is going to put us into the second quadrant. So in the second quadrant, we will use this formula right here. And this formula is pi minus our angle. In this case, that's 3/5 pi. Well, we can eliminate our pi's like we did the other day, 1 minus 3/5, keep it in parentheses, and then tack the pi onto the outside. And then the pi is just going to attach to whatever ends up on the outside. 1 minus 3/5 is 2/5. So the reference angle for 3/5 is 2/5. Might want to write this down. I'll pause it and let you get some time on this. Whatever that angle measurement is, we will have those to give us a solution.